What is up, and welcome back, and we're here again with the combo series. Now in this video I am going to be building off the move we learned last week, which was the reverse between the legs move, but instead we are going to be turning it into a combo instead. And what I do love about this combo is that it can be somewhat tricky, plus it can catch the defense off guard. So let's get into some details that are going to be very key. So the first thing I want to talk about is the setup move. In this case, we are going to have an around the back. And this around the back is going to allow that defender to follow you in the direction you're faking to. Okay? So if you're going like this, that defender is going to slide with you, and then you're going to cut back inside with that between the legs move. Okay? So that around the back is going to be very important. You want it to be readable. Okay? You want him to know you're moving this way. You don't want to do anything too fancy where you're like that, because what's going to happen, you might lose him. Instead of him moving with you, he's going to end up staying on this side. Then you can cut back this way. And there might be a problem, because if you lose him and now you're going the direction you don't want to, you might be running into help defense, okay? Or you might have that tall defender at the bottom watching that whole lane. So now that jump shot or that layup is going to become a lot harder to do, okay? So definitely know what you're trying to do before you do it. In this case, have that defender read that around the back so he ends up following you, and then you can cut back inside, okay? So definitely something simple, but make sure you're adding the elements of having some movement, right? You see that? I have some movement going and speed, okay? That's going to help you so the defender slides. Okay, so have those two elements in your around the back. Okay, once you're able to do that, make sure that your footwork ends up like this. Okay, it's going to be very important that you have this foot slightly ahead of this one, and then this kind of diagonal motion. Okay, because that's going to allow the ball to travel in this direction. Okay, and if you need more references to the angles, you can go to the reverse between the legs video, and there we go into a lot more detail than what we're covering here just for this single move. Okay, but definitely have this angle ready off the around the back, and then the ball's going to travel in this path with this type of footwork. Okay, we don't want to do this, okay, straight, because the ball's going to travel like this, and then we don't want to be too parallel, because being parallel doesn't tell the defender where you're trying to go. Look, the defender might stay in that center spot. Even if you have some movement, right, he might follow your center. But if you're like this, right, that's going to have him sliding harder, committing more to that move. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, so now we're going to talk about, once the ball travels between your legs, you're going to want to push off either your left foot or your right foot, right? I do see some players, they feel more comfortable loading harder off this left foot, where they're able to push off like that. And other players are more off this right foot. They kind of get a little step, and then they go like that. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to your preference, how you feel most comfortable. But definitely, once the ball travels through here, you want it to be nice and ready and take off as soon as possible. Okay, you don't want to give the defense a chance to recover. You don't want to go like this and then be too delayed on that takeoff, because again, they're going to have a chance to cut you off. Okay, you can practice those reps by pushing off, simply by holding the ball in this direction, right? Loading your feet and then taking off like that. Okay? One more time. Like that. Okay? And like I said, you practice the right foot or the left foot. Right here, kind of pushing off the left foot. Okay, one more time, I'll do the left foot. And if you are trying to get a handle on your dribbling skills, you can practice these next exercises for the around the back. Just catch it like this and throw it. See that? You're catching it and then throwing it. Go the opposite way. As you get better, go faster. Okay. Then with one hand, okay. So that's going to help you with that. For the actual combo that we're talking about, you can position your feet like we described earlier, and then just practice going slow. And if you mess up, it's okay. You just start all over. Get some speed as you keep getting faster and better. You can also stand straight up if that's helping you out. Once you feel you have that really smooth, then try to get some movement in your body. You see that? That shiftiness. Very important to have as a basketball player. That shiftiness. I'm not even moving my feet, but it looks like I'm going somewhere. You see that? Okay. So those exercises are going to help out a whole lot if you're trying to improve your handle, and also you're trying to be a little bit more shifty like we talked about with the body movement. Okay? So there you have it, all the main components for this move. So make sure that you practice and master every section that we talked about. So when you're out there playing basketball, it's all into muscle memory. Then it feels that you're into that flow state, that the game is more like you're going off instincts. You're not really second guessing yourself what you're trying to do. And like we also talked about, make sure that you're looking at the defense, reading the defense, because then you can see what moves are available in certain small areas and what lanes you're going to have open. Okay? So all that goes hand in hand, the skill with the basketball IQ. So if you do like what you're seeing, please sub and like. It really does help me out a whole lot. I am a smaller channel, so every bit does go a long way. And we'll be back next week with more. Until then, peace.